Hello guys, Smoothie here again. Today I'm coming in with the second part of my rant about people just not being able to drive on iRacing. If you haven't watched part 1 in the GT3s at the Red Bull Ring, I highly suggest watching that one first. In short, my safety rating has taken a big hit the past 2 weeks, and with my mission to gain safety rating failing spectacularly, I decided to enter this one with no intention of racing anyone. As you can see, we're on the Red Bull Ring again, but this time in the Mercedes W12 F1 during this week's Grand Prix series. We start off in lap 13 because this is where things started to go south. You can imagine that the rest of the race wasn't very eventful, considering my intentions to not race anyone. Our spotter warns us of slow cars in this section, and I want you to pay attention to who we are passing here. We passed Vincent and Gabin as they've crashed with each other. Also important to note, Pedro is over 4 seconds behind us at this point.
From that far back?
We skip almost exactly 1 lap and they are right on me again. This time Pedro is 6 seconds behind me already. Now, I knew those two were much faster than me, so I wanted to let them go on the straights, which I communicated to them via voice chat. See, I had no intention of racing them and losing time to Pedro behind. I wanted to lose as little time as possible to everyone behind me. I lost a bit more time than I should have right there, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I was trying to gain safety rating after all. Unfortunately, as we're coming into turn 2, Gabin spun under braking, holding me up massively. Yes, I would have had space to go by on the inside, but I wasn't sure where he was gonna come to a stop. And as I just said, I was taking it very safe here. Either way, we just lost our whole gap to Pedro and everyone else behind, which is exactly what I was trying to avoid by not fighting anyone. This also led to me letting Pedro by a lap later. I'd rather follow than be followed. As you can imagine from this and the last video, I do not trust anyone on iRacing anymore. We skipped 12 laps now. All this time we've just been following Pedro around. He was a few tenths faster than me and I just kept up with him using DRS. He tried to defend a couple times, but I let him know to just use the racing line, as I was not gonna fight him. Again, I didn't wanna lose any time to the guys behind. As we come around this corner, we see that our good friend Gabin has lost it in turn 2. Again. This should have been my first warning sign, but I was too focused on the race to think anything of it. So of course, him being much quicker than me, he was right on my tail again just a lap later. So once again, we're gonna let him by to not risk any racing incidents. But lo and behold, he loses it in the same corner. Again! This time, there was no way for me to avoid him, so we crash, receiving a 4x and wing damage in return. I nearly took out Scott behind when reversing. That was completely my fault.
Holy crap,
I wasn't
scared
thinking
me.
straight after the frustrations of the last few races combined. We continued on, but it was clear that I was gonna lose a few more positions by the end of the race, due to the wing damage slowing me down significantly. But that didn't really matter, because as a cherry on top, my Fanatec wheel decided to turn itself off 2 laps later. Not the first time it happened, and as far as I know, no fix for it. Just Fanatec things, I guess. Anyways, I was done for the day after this one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you're having a very nice day and see you in my next video.